Welcome back to another video. We're gonna take a look at how we can visually change the mannequin aspect in CATIA V5. So, as we can see for the mannequin over here on the left, this is currently set to a low resolution. As you can see, the mesh that defines the model is quite low polygonal. In order to change the visual appearance, we can make use of this one. So this is with the feature changes the display of the mannequin. This is available also within the human builder workbench, or the same will be available if you're going to double click a mannequin. CATIA will automatically take you to human posture analysis workbench, and over here we're going to have the same option, so change the display of the mannequin. As you can see, the icon will be the same as for the shading. So we see it will be a cylinder and we'll have a question mark. So it will share the same icon with the customized view parameters. Now, if I will click on that, since I double click on the left mannequin, I can only see that within the viewport. Therefore, by default, if I'm just gonna activate this will pop up the rendering options, the vision, and we also have some other elements regarding center of gravity, balance, and also referential. If I'm going to press Shift F1, we're going to see that the question mark will appear for the cursor. If I will go for that same icon, we're going to see that this command will hide or show segments, ellipses, or surfaces, and it will also display the center of gravity, line of sight for the chosen mannequin. If you have the online documentation, if you're going to click on more, it will take you to the online documentation, which you can read additional information regarding this. So as you can see, we have the rendering over here for segments, ellipses, surfaces, and we are also going to discuss the aspects about resolution. So within the main workbench, the human builder, if I'm just going to click on the change display, we're going to see that now this will become active. Therefore, I will need to do a selection for which one I want to do some changes. For example, for the main mannequin, this will have the default options, which will be a resolution of 32. The minimum resolution will be 4, and as we can see, this will reduce the geometry for the shoulders. And the maximum resolution will be 128. We're going to see that the software will take a little bit to update, but now we're going to see how the mesh that defines the shoulder, for example, will have a lot more geometry. If I'm going to zoom in over here to the head of the mannequin, we see that the eye texture is quite weird, but if I'm going to go all the way down to 4, it will have, let's say, a similar texture over here. We see that the geometry for the nose will slightly increase as well. If I'm going to click on segments, we're going to see the segments of the mannequin. If I'm going to go for ellipse, again, we're going to see that the geometry. So there are multiple elements that are, let's say, lofted together to define the shape. For example, over here from the wrist all the way over here, this can be defined with a loft starting with those two ellipses. The same will be for the hands and other elements. If I'm gonna hide the surface, we can only keep it like this. So only see those ellipses or only the segments. But we're gonna see that the surface will be by default enabled if the two previous one will be hidden. Afterwards, we're gonna have the vision aspects. So over here we have the line of sight. The line of sight will just draw a line which will be, let's say, normal to the combined stereoscopic view of the mannequin. We see that alignment over there. If I'm gonna enable the field of view as well, we're gonna see a visual representation of the field of view, which has this cone shape. We see that the nose of the character will still be visible. This is because also for us in real life, we also see, let's say, the nose. but the mind will just crop that within the final image that we see. We also have the visual cone over here, and the visual cone can be either flat, spherical. You're gonna see that this will change that shape. We can go also to bounding. The bounding, we're gonna see the outer surface for this one. So we see the line of sight position over there, and that cone will be, the visual cone will be bounded to that. And we also have the last option, the bounded cone, which will be a combination. So we gonna have also, let's say, the spherical surface over here combined with the bounding, all within the same visualization. And we also have some other options over here. As we can see, underneath other, we have the possibility to view the center of gravity, which in this case will be positioned over there. We can also check the balance of the mannequin. If this will be in green, that means that the character will be well balanced. And if it won't be, this will turn red. So let's take a look at how we can change the balance of this mannequin. We see that if I just, let's say, move this leg on this direction, only over here the balance will start to be, let's say, off. Over here we're gonna see that this will be in red. If I will swap the degree of freedom no longer to be flexion extension, to be abduction and adduction over here, we're gonna see that the mannequin will not lose that balance. Over here it will be with red, but we also see a collision between those two, so it doesn't really count. We also can change the media rotation for this. As we can see, it will turn like this. And now if I will do a flexion, we're gonna see that the character will still, let's say, remain in balance, only with the foot position over here, it will lose that balance. We see that also the heel and the ankle will no longer be well positioned on the ground. We can also change the upper body posture, and this will also influence the overall balance. As we can see, I rotate it over here, so this will be for the torso. Let's see, just like for the leg, like I had those selections, I should have the same possibility for the torso. Let's see, for this leg, again, I can do that. Over here for the hand, again, I can change that balance. You can see that also the center of gravity will slightly change depending on how you rotate the character. But for some reason, for the torso, it doesn't enable me to change that. We see that for the shoulders, this will also change the center of gravity. Let me try to reposition this character. For the arm, again, this will work. It should work for the torso as well. Not sure exactly why it doesn't want to work now. I will also enable the referential, so this will give us the axis of the mannequin. We see the z-axis will be pointed to the let's say to the top, and we have the plane, the x and y. Let me re-enable this pose tool, and yeah, let's see for the torso if I will be able to change that. If not, I will just go to posturator, because over here I have full control for the thoracic area, as we can see over here, and I want to change this flexion so we see all the way to the front. We can also do a rotation of this one, and we can also do a lateral position. And we also have the lumbar area, which will be underneath, and again I will slightly incline the character, so we see it will stay like this. And if I'm gonna go for the leg, with the flexion, we see how fast we can change the balance to no longer be in red. So even a value like this, for example, like 9, will make the character no longer be in balance, since the torso and the lumbar area is misplaced. Okay, so this is how you can change the resolution. By default, it is, let's say, a good option to go with 32 with the default option, because otherwise, as you can see, the geometry will be quite low polygonal, and it doesn't look that well. Even like this on the high resolution, since CATIA, let's say V5 ergonomics is quite old, it still looks a little bit off for 2024. This is why they also released 3D experience, and over there all the aspects regarding human builder are taken to the next level. And I will also start to make content regarding that. So I hope that you find this video useful. I will position a similar video over here to the left. I will add this to CATIA V5 tips and tricks playlist to the top. So there are currently over 100 videos for this. And also, if you enjoy this kind of content, I will position a subscribe button. So feel free to subscribe. And also let me know in the comments what is your opinion regarding human builder within CATIA V5. So thanks for watching. See you in the next video.